I was actually very excited to hear that we were doing a DC exclusive game. It was fun working on MK versus DC, but it was intriguing to me to do strictly a DC game.
Prior to this, obviously, we've been well known for Mortal Kombat, but this was a chance to sort of break out and show that we can do amazing things with sort of other different worlds. And given the opportunity to take a world such as DC was a once-in-a-lifetime chance.
Get down!
At the very beginning, we knew the general style we wanted to make Injustice. We wanted to make sure it didn't play like other fighting games out there. Like, there's a lot of fighting games that are done back to block, the cross-up stuff, and we want to make sure that this game is still different from that game. It has its own like footsie pace, it has its own like projectile game. It doesn't really play like any other fighter out there.
One of the first things we did with the development of Injustice was develop the first super move, and that move was Superman's knock you into space. I remember when we first started talking about it, I was like, wow, that could be a little silly and a little bit wacky, but once we got it together and saw it actually in the game, it was like, wow, that's freaking cool. We have to keep thinking about that, and that super move itself was used as the bar for all the following ones, and we're like, we gotta top that, we gotta top that one, and we gotta top that one.
One of the defining moments for me in development was Flash's super move, and everybody always says Superman, and that was the first major one, but then the challenge became, how do we do that again? How do we top that sort of huge moment with all the other characters? And it was Flash, where he's sort of running around the Earth, where I realized, yep, we can do this for all the DC characters.
I mean, in terms of the story, I think when we got the email back from DC, because we're writing the script, and we get this letter from the gentleman over there who's reviewing stuff, and he says, this script is awesome, in all caps. I think we kind of knew we were in a really good place, and then had this awesome responsibility to actually execute.
Superman, don't!
I mean, there were times in the process where it felt like it was a bit of a difficult birth, but there was a real sense that we all were bringing something that we experienced in our past with this universe and these characters. So team-wide, we all had a basic love for the universe and a knowledge of it.
When we started, that was actually when DC was still working out the details of the New 52, so they still hadn't designed most of their characters as well, so it was cool to be able to talk to them on conference calls and email and really brainstorm ideas and find out that we were thinking a lot of the same things they were, and ended up going in a direction I think that worked really well with the comics that they were doing.
Well, I read comics when I was growing up, and I was in 7th, 8th, and 9th grade, and so to find myself at this point in my life working on a game that's all about these superheroes, I think it's wow, I can't imagine that. I would never have imagined that something like that would ever happen, that I'd be involved in working on a project like this.
Even after spending hours and hours working on the game, we still enjoyed playing the game, and we get yelled at for playing the game because we're playing it too much, but it's so much fun that we just wanted to keep going. So being able to work on something that was that exciting and continue to play it and watch it grow was amazing.
Knowing that 10-year-old you would think you're awesome. I know if I went back in time, it was hey, Eric, you're gonna be working on video games about superheroes. He would be all about that, and that's pretty cool.